Going to try to touch the surface on this thing. Go with the 1500. Oh yeah, there we go.
900 Global's Cove is releasing with the Ember on August 15th, and in an era where people say that bowling balls are coming out too fast and everything's the same, here's something different, from the colors to the name to even the ball reaction. We are at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern. The graph is linked in the description if you would like to see the pattern details. If you don't understand layouts or core numbers and would like to so that you can get more out of the videos, I have some instructional videos linked in the description that explain and illustrate everything perfectly. The Ember, of course, will be getting its own review, but it's odd to have a pair of stronger balls like this released together. Usually you have that more with lower end balls like Hustles or something, but Global has desperately needed some more balls in the lineup, which it was down to only 4. You had the 2 Origins, the Zen 25, and the Sublime Focus. The new Magna AI core is a stronger symmetric core, but it's fairly interesting. 249RG, which is fairly typical for stronger symmetric cores, but an 044 differential in 15 pounds, and the numbers are very consistent from 14 through 16. 044 is a really interesting number. It's not as high as typical strong symmetric balls, which are usually in the 050 to 055 range. These are more exponent or even daredevil numbers for those that go that far back. Lower RG for strong roll and revving, medium-high diff for plenty of flare but not a huge amount. Interesting kind of barbell shape to it too, kind of in the direction of the core from the Sublime, so with it not being a rounder shaped core, it'll have a little extra torque like the Sublimes do, with the kind of knobs on top and bottom moving some of the weight away from the center of the core. That also helps make it more continuous and stable. The Cove gets the RB85 hybrid cover at 4000 grit. Now it definitely looked duller than that to start. It may just be the colors, honestly, the kind of brighter, more matte looking colors. And then Zach did add some surface to it during the video. I'll put a note on the screen when that happens. He thought it was a little clean for how smooth it was, so he used a 1500 pad moderately. He didn't hammer it, but he did more than he typically does to break the factory shine. And that definitely woke it up and made the surface go more the direction the ball already wanted to go. This is a very archy climbing shape that's well balanced between smoother and more controllable, but with a firm, decisive finish down lane. It reminds me a lot of Rotogrip's Outcry from several years ago, which was a weaker core and cover than this, but same deal with the sanded hybrid cover and the kind of the brighter, it's got a similar color palette. Very similar shape though, so if you like the Outcry, just imagine that, but stronger. This is a shape that the Storm brands don't have right now and haven't had in a while, and I know it's splitting hairs to some degree because it's not like this ball looks revolutionary or significantly different, but if you're an SPI fan, it's just a fresh ball across the board. I think this is a fresh conditions ball for medium to medium heavy and medium to medium long conditions. It's not quite enough for heavy and long, but it covers a lot of territory in the middle, which is what most people bowl on, and it's balanced enough to do well on both easier and tougher conditions. If you're a one ball a year type of bowler, you buy one ball every August or September and throw it all year, this could be that ball. Plus again, you won't have to worry about finding your ball in the rack because nothing else looks like it. I'm always impressed when companies come out with balls that look unique when there are only so many colors. It's a little too strong to play super straight with, but I think it's also a little smooth to get super deep with. But with as climbing and continuous as it is, I think your style will dictate where you play, because I think this ball can fit for virtually everyone. If you have a straighter game, it can do the down and in thing, or if you cover a lot of boards and slow roll it, I think it can do that too. This is about as plug and play as bowling balls come. I think you're getting into extremes to find situations or bowlers that this ball wouldn't fit, which should be pretty obvious. Just a small speed adjustment let Zach get as deep as he wanted. He just had to give it a bit of extra time to pick up and move. At $175 on Bowler's Mart, though, it's a little on the pricey side for even a stronger symmetric ball. Virtually any comparable ball is cheaper outside of Motive's Forge line, but I think those are a step above this one anyway. The Rockstar is $165, the Hammerhead's $150, so on and so forth. I don't think the price is egregious, but the Attention Stars are cheaper, the Gremlin is, the Theorems, Black Widows, so on and so forth. Now, just because you can get more ball for cheaper doesn't mean that you need more ball. I'm just kind of surprised they pushed it that far on the price. Please make sure you hit the description before you get out of here. There's lots of discount codes and helpful links and resources down there. I have 10% off code for CoolWick on the screen. They're the best jersey company out there. 10% off for the Premium Nexus backpack, journal, and other products. That's through a link that you'll follow in the description. An email address to get custom handcrafted items made from bowling balls. And while I'm still featuring it, you've heard the spiel about the Hyper Control Spider-Man tape a million times. It's for extra grip and it's good stuff. So check that out if you could use some extra grip. Once again, I think the chart nails it. The only comment is that I think this ball can get a little further into transition than the chart gives it credit for, but again, whoever put the chart together gets major kudos. I agree across the board. I think this is a very high 3 ball or a very low 2 ball, depending on what your arsenal typically looks like. If you run something like Ion Max Gremlin at the top, then this fits right below that in Phase 2, Rockstar, and Sublime Focus territory. It's slightly weaker than the P2 or Focus, about sideways of the Rockstar, but it's a little up from the IQ AI, Phase AI, or Original Sublime. It's in that general mix, though. Once again, ratings are stupid, and once again it gets an A. I don't know how it couldn't. You could argue A- if you factor the price in, but it's like the motive stuff. I don't want you getting the impression that it's getting knocked for the ball reaction, so it's an A to A+ on ball reaction. Just total package, compared to other balls, you can get something very similar for cheaper, so that dings it a little on if we're looking at it from that direction. However, if you're an SPI fan, you probably don't care. Just like motive fans don't care that they pay more of a premium, I just have to point it out to be fair. Make sure to stick around for the live comm for some of Zach's in-the-moment thoughts and a different camera angle. It might help you see the ball reaction better. Members have already gotten the full version or the extended edition. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those below.
Definitely on the rollier side, which is good for kind of what I expect this ball to do. Let's get around it a little bit more here. There we go. Going to try to touch the surface on this thing. Go with the 1500. Very smooth, so I kind of want it to see the lane a little sooner, because right now it's kind of getting behind it and it's not enough down lane angle to make up for the smoothness of the ball. So let's see what this does. So we should see it pick up a little sooner. Hopefully look a little better. Oh boy. Yep. It definitely hooked more. Which is good. I can maybe throw it a little harder here. See what it does. If not, I'll chase it left, but we'll start in that same spot and throw a little faster. we go. Put a couple more there, and then we'll test out how much left I can move with it. I just didn't quite get off my thumb as clean. There we go. Yeah, it looks really good. Throw one more there, and then we'll hop in and see how much I can loop it.
This video was brought to you by Panda Bear Productions. We put the in bowling.